Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Kata and I'm talking today about the full moon in Leo that we have tomorrow, January the 25th. And it is going to be a very, very beautiful, heart-centered, heart-opening type of full moon. So this full moon in particular is so much about relationships because Leo represents relationships. It represents the heart. It governs the heart. We have a lot of heart energy, to say the least, in this full moon, and relationships are going to be highlighted in a major way. The relationship that you have with yourself and the relationship that you have with others is what is highlighted during this full moon. So it is inviting all of us to focus on what we want to call in for ourselves at this time. What do you want to call into your life right at the beginning of this new year, right? As this new year begins to take shape, this is a very powerful time to embrace your passion and let go of people or things that are not in tune with you, that are not in alignment with you. And by this point, you probably know pretty clearly what is in alignment with you and what isn't, who is in alignment with you and who isn't. There has been a major sifting and sorting process that we've been moving through the past 3 to 4 years. And so this Leo full moon, being the very first full moon in 2024, is this beautiful culmination of energy. And it's highlighting to you what you are now ready to move on from and what you are now ready to embrace. And because this is the first full moon of this year, it is also very much reminding us to really, really love ourselves on a very deep level, because the love that you have for yourself is what determines what kind of love relationships you are going to attract for yourself, and not only attract, but what can you call in? You know, we can only call in what we already are vibrationally. So however much you love yourself right now vibrationally is what the universe can reflect back to you through other people. It presents a unique chance to bring what you desire to fruition. You have this opportunity right now to bring beautiful connections into your life with this full moon. And you might actually be feeling very, very emotional at this time because Leo governs the heart, right? So it is activating your heart chakra in a major way. It is opening it up. It is asking you to have more compassion, more love, more self-love, more self-care for yourself, so that you can really, really open up that floodgate that wants to allow so much more in for you. Not only through other connections and through other relationships, but through abundance, through opportunities, through prosperity, you know, all collaborations. This is a lot about collaborating with other people as well, coming together, like-minded individuals coming together. You know, it's about finding your soul tribe, connecting with your soul tribe, or connecting with people that are part of the soul tribe. So it's just this beautiful, harmonious energy that is asking us to really get heart-centered and really get clear on what we are now ready to let into our lives and what we are now ready to fully let go in our lives as well. So it really is an awesome opportunity to identify the areas of improvement in your ongoing projects as well. This is going to show you where you can make some improvements, what kind of improvements you can make. And if you are working under this full moon, it is most definitely going to amp up your creativity. You may have felt it actually all week because this energy affects this entire week. So tackle problems creatively and showcase your skills. That's what Leo full moon is asking you to do at this time. What creative approaches can you take towards problems that perhaps have been long-standing, problems that you haven't resolved yet, perhaps from last year? You know, how can you approach it differently at this time to really bring it to resolution? This also supports finishing your pending tasks and exploring new ways of achieving your goals. So taking a look at that, you know, what tasks need to be finished or can be completed at this time that would be very beneficial to complete, to release, to let go, to finally, close the door on, so that you can move on to other tasks and new projects and new relationships and new, right? There's just a lot of new that wants to come in for all of us at this time. It is also a chance for transition. So it's a chance to release and recognize situations in your life on a much deeper level. Leo full moon is like putting a lens on the heart versus the mind. So it allows you to make decisions from the heart space rather than the mind. It is actually moving the energy, or having you focus the energy more on the heart space. So it's about using your intuition, using your heart to make decisions at this time instead of your head. And just keep in mind that emotions and intuition are both very, very highly activated during this Leo full moon, because it governs the heart space. So it amplifies the feeling. It amplifies all kinds of emotions actually for us at this time, which really allows us to heal our own hearts. This is a very, very good opportunity to begin this year with healing any old wounds, any old hurts that you may still be carrying from either last year or from longer standing situations. Anything that you have found to be burdensome within your heart, or anything that has made your heart heavy, is going to be much easier to release at this time. So, if you need to spend the weekend crying, then spend the weekend crying and allow yourself to release, allow yourself to really heal, journal about it, write your feelings out, and really connect with your heart space so that you can move past anything that is still heavy and really begin this new year with a fresh perspective and with a light heart. This full moon is also carrying the energy of reconciliation, forgiveness, and heartfelt emotions. This is a very, very good time to, first and foremost, forgive yourself for whatever mistakes you have made, for whatever wrongs you have done in your life or to others. Forgive yourself for that, and accept and know that you are human and it's okay that you make mistakes. And the best way to correct those mistakes are through apology. A true heartfelt apology is so valuable and it's so helpful. And so many of us are afraid to be vulnerable, are afraid to, approach another when we have made a mistake and say sorry. And that is it's so not good for us. It really doesn't allow you to heal. So if you are ready to heal from something, if you are ready to finally move past a big emotional burden that perhaps you have carried for quite some time, then this is the time to do it, because your heart is so active right now. And the heart center is so activated that apologies will come a lot easier. To say sorry will come a lot easier. To also forgive yourself will come a lot easier. So tuning in and really embracing yourself and forgiving yourself for whatever wrongs you have done, or just any time that you've gone against yourself, that you didn't support yourself, any time that you didn't love yourself. Those are all things that you can heal at this time. Leo full moon is all about tapping into your creativity as well, and tapping into your passions and desires. So what are you passionate about? What are your desires at this time for your life, for this year? What are your creative projects or creative ideas that perhaps you would like to make a reality? Can you put some thoughts together on that, or journal about it, or visualize? Actually, visualization is going to be such a powerful tool during this full moon. So really allowing yourself to get into the vision and into the feeling of what it is like to have your desires come true, to what it's like to have your emotional needs met. You can also visualize for yourself forgiving yourself, or forgiving another perhaps that you need to forgive. You can visualize reconciliation. There's so many different things that you can use this energy for at this time. anything and everything that has to do with the heart. Now, this fire sign can help you recognize what makes you happiest and align with your inner child so you can reach your fullest potential and transcend into greatness. This is a really good time to also do some inner child work. If you have been neglecting your inner child and you haven't been allowing yourself to play or to be silly or to be lighthearted and carefree, then this weekend, this week, is a very, very good time to allow that so that your inner child can heal, so that your inner child can feel nurtured, it can feel loved and supported. You know, as adults, I think we really, really forget sometimes that we are still children on the inside. You know, we all are, and it doesn't matter how old you are in life. You are always, there's always an inner child within you that needs fun, that needs lightheartedness, that needs the silliness, that needs to play, that needs to just feel free of responsibility and free of burdens and free of heartache, right? A happy child, when you think about what a happy child looks like or how a happy child behaves, they are so carefree, right? And so this full moon is asking you to connect to that carefree energy within yourself. Go to a playground, swing on the swing, seriously, go down the slide. Like, don't judge yourself for these things. So this is the type of forgiveness that we need to give ourselves and just allow ourselves to play, to be lighthearted and free. Underlying issues in relationships may actually also be activated at this time. So with Pluto moving into Aquarius and Jupiter moving into Taurus, there's this bubbling up of some underlying issues in relationships that may come to the surface. So some darkness, as I mentioned in my previous video in the Pluto Aquarius one, that, you know, darkness may come forth at this time also in relationships, because Leo governs relationships and governs the heart. Any matters of the heart or any relationships that have underlying issues that have not been addressed may actually come up this weekend for discussion. And I highly, highly encourage you to not run from that discussion, to sit with it and to be willing to have it. You know, only through communication can you solve your issues with each other, right? So it's really important to tap into your heart space at this time and allow yourself to really say what you need to say, to express yourself with love, right? But communicate your needs, communicate whatever underlying issue there is for you specifically in the relationship that you are feeling at this time, and allow it to be heard, allow it to be felt, to be seen. That'll be very important during this Leo full moon, because it'll also be received better, right, from the other party. And if it's not, that's okay. You know, you don't have to worry about how the other person receives it necessarily, but because the heart chakra is so activated during this full moon and this weekend, it is definitely, I feel, is going to be received better. It's opening all of our hearts. This energy highlights our heart space for each and every single one of us during this time. So it's an opportunity to release your past and forgive yourself and others for fears that you may still harbor within you that others may have caused. You know, forgive yourself for any fears that you still have within yourself, where you're not taking action, where you're not doing something that you feel that your intuition or your heart is guiding you to do. Forgive yourself for that. And also forgive other people who may have instilled fears within you. You know, if you've had your heart broken in the past and you're afraid to open your heart up again to someone new, this is a time to forgive yourself for that and forgive the other who broke your heart, and just understand that for some reason that was your karma. That was an experience that you were meant to have so that you can learn and grow from it. You know, it's really time to look at relationships from a different perspective, from a much higher perspective. And we need to stop condemning each other because we fuck up. We all do. We all make mistakes, and we all have people that come into our lives that are karmic relationships, that are meant to challenge us, that are meant to bring something out of us, bring an awareness out of us, and show us, you know, what works for us and what doesn't, right? Everything is about contrast in life, and you get to pick and choose what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. And when people do something that you're not okay with, that's only happening not because they're jerks, it's because Spirit wants you to see and decide for yourself whether that is something that will be acceptable for you. Does it feel loving? Does it feel kind? Whatever that person is doing or saying to you. And if it doesn't, and when you know it doesn't, are you willing to speak up for yourself? Are you willing to love yourself enough to draw boundaries and to say no, and without worrying what the other person's going to say or think or how they're going to feel about it? It's like, are you willing to stand up for yourself? And so whatever fears, past fears people have instilled within you because your heart has been broken a million times, or because you've been betrayed, or you've been disappointed a million times, can you forgive those people and realize that all of those trials and tribulations were situations you had to move through in order to find who you truly are, to find your voice, to find your boundaries, to find your values, and help you understand what is right for you and what is not right for you? This is such an opportune time to tune into that and to really go deep within yourself about that. This energy can also help you understand your feelings towards certain situations and relationships and provide some clarity. So you're going to get an opportunity to really feel into whether you are okay with something or not okay with something. And take a moment to really look at all of your connections. Every relationship, every person that you relate with is a relationship, right? And so look at all of your connections, not just romantic or partnership connections, but friendships, acquaintances, neighbors, all work relationships. Look at all of them at this time and just really try to notice what is out of balance within those connections, why, and what can be done about it at this time. And just take a look and see if you can approach the solution with more love, with more compassion, with more understanding, and a higher perspective, where you're not condemning the person for making a mistake, or you're not harboring any kind of resentment, but just looking at the situation for what it is and having the willingness to be honest about your feelings about the matter. So I actually just had a specific situation come up for myself with a neighbor where I needed to speak my truth. There was something that was bothering me that was happening continuously, and I was not okay with it. And I needed to speak up, and it had been happening for quite some time. And, yesterday was the day where I just said, you know what? Today's the day I'm going to say something, and I did, and I approached it with love. I wasn't attacking at all. I was just simply expressing how I was feeling about something and the way that something was playing out, and that I didn't like it. And, we came to a perfectly mutual understanding, and everything was okay. So this full moon supports things working out so much better. So any difficult conversations you need to have, right now would be a great time to have them, because it's just going to go over way better, especially if you approach it with love and if you approach it without attacking, and particularly if you're also not getting defensive. So if somebody's saying something to you that you feel might start triggering you, don't get defensive about it. Let them speak, let them say what they need to say, and then just pause yourself, allow the trigger to kind of go back down within you and settle down, and then speak. And you will see that you will have a really, really good chance of resolving that issue at this time. So this is a great time for you to move beyond old wounds and create relationships that resonate with you on a profound level. Now, since Leo governs the heart chakra, it's essential to focus on what brings you joy and the individuals you choose to partner with in your life. So again, taking a look at those relationships, seeing which ones are bringing you joy, which ones are not bringing you joy, and just simply evaluating that and focus on the ones that do bring you joy. And the ones that don't bring you joy, it's perfectly okay to let them go. It's a wonderful time to recharge your love batteries and acknowledge what you deserve and need in relationships. So take some time out if you're single and sort of determine for yourself what is your desire when it comes to relationships. What do you want? What would make you happy? And just acknowledge that you deserve to be happy, that you deserve to be loved, that you are worthy of love. Leo has a lot to do with worthiness. So when you think about Leo, when you think about the lion doesn't question whether it is worthy. The lion walks with pride. The lion knows, Leo knows that they are worthy. They feel worthy. So this full moon in Leo reminds you that you have the ability to change the way you relate to others and ensure that you receive the same level of love and care that you give. Recognize your own worth and don't allow yourself to be taken for granted, but also don't take others for granted. Appreciate the wonderful qualities of those around you and recognize your own potential to help you understand that you are deserving of love and care from yourself and from others. This full moon in Leo is encouraging you to recognize your self-worth. Even if you doubt yourself, you are deserving of love. This is a time to prioritize the relationship you have with yourself, since it sets the foundation for any future love. Really take some time and love on yourself this weekend and really step up your love game when it comes to you. Acknowledge that you are an incredible person who deserves respect and shouldn't tolerate those who don't treat you accordingly. Move forward with affection and tenderness for yourself, because that's what you deserve. Especially if you are not receiving that in a relationship, then it's like this full moon is giving you the go-ahead to complete that cycle, to end that cycle, and to move into love and compassion for yourself if you're not receiving that from your connection. Settling for anything less than amazing is not an option with this Leo full moon. So the relationship needs to be amazing. This is really forcing humanity to start forging connections that are really truly based on love, not superficial things and not ego, not materialism or any of that, but truly on love, respect, mutual respect and understanding. You are the prize in any relationship, and you should never let anyone make you feel like you are not. So make sure you are communicating effectively to cultivate the kind of relationships that you want with others. And remember, communication is the only way to be heard, to be seen, and for your emotions and your true feelings to be felt by others. So take advantage of the energy of this full moon to show appreciation for the people that are in your life, to show appreciation for yourself, and really most of all to establish that connection within yourself once again, to fill your own cup, to nurture that inner child, to really take care of your emotional needs, your mental, physical needs, all of it. Remember that anything that someone else can't give you, you can give yourself. So that is my message for this full moon. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.